Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. Sean Strickland versus Abusupiyan Magomedov, main event of the evening. Abusupiyan is 30. They're both 32 years old. Abusupiyan is 25 and 4 and 1, and he's got 1 inch of height and 2 inches of reach over 26 and 5. Sean Strickland. Abus 25 4 and 1. He's got 14 TKO victories, 6 submissions, and just 5 decision wins. And his 4 losses come 1 by knockout, 2 by submission, and 1 by decision. He lost most of those early in his career, and his only real recent loss, if it even counts as a recent fight, was like 5 years ago when he got knocked out by Lewis Taylor in the PFL. A big, long, lunging left hook, and it took him out of the fight in whatever it was, like 15 seconds. Kind of like he did to Dustin Stoltzfus in his last fight, although that was with a front kick to the face. I saw his 1 loss to this guy, Rafael Mox, by guillotine choke. That was in round 1, but again, I don't put much stock into that, mainly because Sean Strickland's not Mr. Grappler, even though, he's an underrated grappler, as I say every time I talk about him, but not one to implement this grappling, and also because that fight took place like 25 years ago for Magomedov there. The only real recent loss, as I said, was Lewis Taylor, and even that one was 5 years ago. But it's not like he's been fighting left and right since then. He's only had 2 or 3 fights since then. And I'm sure if you add them all up, it doesn't amount to 10 minutes in the cage. So Magomedov definitely is in his fighting prime right now, 32. I want to see some action here. And I'm glad he's got a 5-rounder with Sean Strickland. Because Sean Strickland, he's a guy that will test your mettle over the course of 5 rounds. He'll make you show what you got, unless you can get him out of there, which has only happened twice. 2 guys, which I'll get into Sean Strickland's losses in a minute there. But if Magomedov is not able to go right through him, he's in for a fight. And we're going to get to see him go, hopefully, 5 rounds for the first time, or, at least somewhat deep into the fight. And what makes this interesting is I don't think anybody is going to dominate Sean Strickland unless they totally smother him like Kamaru Usman did. But I don't envision that. I envision this being a very competitive fight. So it's going to be interesting seeing Abusupiyan and Magomedov in a competitive fight on the feet for 25 minutes with a guy that I'm sure will have it in the back of his head is not going to slow down. Sean Strickland will not slow down. He's a cardio guy, known for his output, his volume, same shit, and known for his boxing primarily. He is a boxer first and foremost. He is he will throw kicks as well, although I think he's outgunned in pure kicking prowess here. But his hands are a problem for anybody on the feet. Sean Strickland's relentless. He's always in your face. And again, he doesn't slow down. And he wins with basics, aside from the back fist he throws sometimes at the end of combinations. But even that's just something else you got to deal with. That's another way of controlling your range, stopping your counters, and, him fighting his fight. Sean Strickland, he's 26 and 5, as I said, 10 TKO victories, 4 submissions, 12 decisions. His 5 losses come 2 by knockout, 3 by decision. The 2 knockout losses are to Alex Pereira's left hook, maybe the most dangerous weapon in MMA, and Zaleski Dos Santos' spinning back kick, hook kick, whatever the fuck kick. But anything spinning, yeah, it's good enough to take you out. That's a super strike. So, Sean Strickland does not have a weak chin. He does not have a weak chin at all. I really trust his durability, and I don't envision this one going like Magomedov versus Stoltzfus. Although it's certainly a possibility because Magomedov's pretty deadly. But Strickland, I think, will be in this fight longer than that. And he's been beaten by decision 3 times, but they're to very good fighters, 2 of them at welterweight, and 1 of them a controversial decision against Cannonier. Jared Cannonier, that was, not long ago at all. I think that was just a few weeks before he fought Nassourdine Imavov in his last fight. And he arguably won that fight. I thought he did, but it could have gone either way. But Sean Strickland showed he could bang with one of the best fighters in the world and go hard for 25 minutes. And in my opinion, he outpointed him. His 2 other decision losses come to Ponzinibbio and Usman. Those are the 2 welterweight fights. And there's no shame in losing to those guys, especially Kamaru Usman. Magomedov, I suppose he could mix in some wrestling here, but Sean Strickland's a really tough guy to out wrestle. Maybe he would be looking to smother Sean Strickland a little bit like Kamaru Usman did, crowd him in the clinch, try to take him down. But I don't envision that here. I think this fight will be mostly contested on the feet. I'd like to see either one of these guys attempt takedowns. As Sean Strickland did, which he's done in the past, mix shit up a few times, I think that would really help him. Really, really help him take his opponent out of his element. Of course, score some points for Strickland, and help open up his striking. Of course, the same could be said for Magomedov. I think either one of these guys, if they can take the other one down, it would be nice to take him out of the kickboxing fight for a second, because I think that's what we all expect here, a kickboxing bout, which I do. I do expect a kickboxing bout. I expect this one to go longer than one round. I'd say with a gun to my head it goes 25 minutes. And that's why I'm picking Sean Strickland. I'm pretty sure I picked him to beat Cannonier as well. And I know I picked him to beat Imavov. And I'm thinking this is a similar type of fight. Magomedov I think has more promise. But Sean Strickland is a really tough test to pass. And, if you don't get him out of there with some concussive super strike in round one, he's going to be there for the long haul. And while I don't think he's going to dominate every round or anything close to that, I do envision him losing rounds. I trust him more in a 5-round fight, and I also envision him taking over the fight down the stretch. And I know he lost round 5 to Imavov, but still, I think Sean Strickland is the better 25-minute fighter. He's certainly the more proven one here. Again, Magomedov's only been he's only been 15 minutes 3 times, maybe 4. That lost to Mikel Parlo, which I wasn't able to see. But he's only won by decision 3 times that were 15 minutes. The other 2 were 10-minute fights in the PFL. And Sean Strickland's just a guy I trust more. I'm assuming his durability is going to hold up against whatever danger Abus has in round 1, and then he takes over. That's the pick, Sean Strickland by decision. I'm not confident enough to bet on his money line, but if I see the prop bet that looks juicy, I'll bet on that. And we'll see. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.